It's not about myself, my business partners. It's about, I have a rule, first of all, even with my bars and restaurants, you never let talent walk out the door. Okay? So if you have a talented GM, do not let him walk out the door.
Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the Why Not Cleveland podcast, where we discover real estate, local businesses, and discover the city of Cleveland. Today we have a great interview today. We have my man Justin Costanzo. He is managing operations manager for RE/MAX. He's also a councilman in Seven Hills. He owns a few bars in the city as well. So welcome him in. How you doing today, Justin?
I'm doing amazing. It's a pleasure to be on with you. I love what you're doing in real estate, Malachai.
Thanks. So how's everything going with you? What's new with you, man?
Everything's great.
Yeah.
City work with the council is very rewarding, being involved in your community. Mm-hmm. RE/MAX, and I'm also our director of operations for Motto Mortgage as well, too. And,
Okay.
Both companies are doing very, very well in a very crazy industry.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
And the two places I have are doing pretty well. Lakewood Truck Park is doing very well. Obviously, the weather is just about to change, and we got a huge patio out there.
Yeah, so you got your hot season coming in probably.
Yes.
Yeah, so how's the summer's been there for you so far?
For Lakewood?
Yeah.
Lakewood, it's up and down.
Okay.
We notice when it's over 55 degrees and the sun's out, we are busy. We're Clevelanders.
Right.
We're going to wear shorts when it's 50 degrees, right?
Yeah.
So we just need the rain to stay away.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the sun every once in a while, though.
Yeah, I know. So, Justin, I know that I know you a little bit, but not everybody knows you. So you want to give a little background. Where'd you come from? Like, where were you raised? And how did you lead up to real estate? I know you've been involved with a lot of things. So let's just start with your background. So where were you raised?
I was born and raised in Seven Hills, Ohio.
Okay.
And recently I just moved back to be a councilman in the city as well, too. So I'm raising my daughter there. My background was pre-law at one point, shockingly.
Pre-law?
Pre-law.
Oh, I did not know that.
Then I got the opportunity at 22 years old to run a place called the Blind Pig. I don't know. You might be a little too young to remember that, but
No.
some of your followers might.
Yeah.
It was a great opportunity. It was the number one bar in Cleveland. Upstairs had live bands, and downstairs was more of a club, loungy atmosphere.
Where was that located at?
That was on West 6th Street.
Okay.
It was one of the anchors there for a long time. And
So what year did you get involved with that?
I was 22, so I have to backtrack a little bit here. And so almost 23 years ago now. And then I had the opportunity to buy a place with my parents in Berea. It was Scoundrels at the time.
Okay.
So I bought their partner out with the help of a family member. And that actually turns into an interesting story because I actually bought a bar in Broadview Heights as well, too. And I had a partner named Devin in the Berea place, and we started a cleaning business, too.
Oh, nice.
So not only was I running the Blind Pig and having these two other bars, after closing hours, we would go clean several other bars to pay the money we bought, to pay the loans back.
Yeah, to pay the loans off. Yeah.
So there'd be nights where we would work till 2, 3 a.m. and then go clean bars till 10 a.m. and then find some room to sleep. But it was that my background really is hospitality.
Okay.
I dabbled in real estate about 6 years ago, and then had the opportunity through a family member to have a discussion about really taking real estate to the next level.
Okay.
I was approached for RE/MAX Above and Beyond and Motto Above and Beyond to lead the company into the future. I took my time with the decision. Making a career change is...
It's tough. Yeah, especially being in one industry for so long and it's a completely different industry.
I was scared.
Yeah, but I mean, with owning stuff though, because it's kind of like real estate as well.
Yep.
You're owning property, but that's a completely different jump.
So when I did jump finally in, I slowly did it. And I took our new agent training. I didn't tell anybody necessarily what I was doing or, I was just a brand new agent.
Right.
And then we'll fast forward 3 years later and we'll brag a little, I guess, here, if that's okay.
You go ahead, man.
We've won Brokerage of the Year 2 years in a row. And then I won Manager of the Year for the whole, basically, east side of the country.
Yeah.
So there's a point to this, is the transition. It's about people and relationships.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. There was concern. My staffs at all my places were very loyal. And we were dealing with the customer, right? The
Yeah.
consumer, whether it's building relationships with your staff or that regular client that comes to the bar every day and has same burger and same beer, right?
Right.
So transitioning into real estate was difficult, but not as difficult as I thought because it was creating relationships with great people.
Okay.
I will tell you that I had other opportunities to do other things. What I love about what I'm doing now is it's not the money factor. It's about having a hand in somebody's success every day.
Okay.
So I'd like to think
Beautiful.
with the relationships I've driven that I've had a little help in watching even somebody like you grow a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you've been here since I started, so I haven't known anything different, right? But can I rewind a little bit?
Yeah.
You said that you got straight into the bar business. How did that even come about? Like, you can't just walk down the street and buy a bar. Like, you're 22 years old.
So I was at Cleveland State, pre-law, was going to school at night, and then I was running a catering company. At 4 a.m. every morning, I would send the original food trucks out. And it's funny because the original food trucks were called roach coaches.
Really?
Yeah.
Roach coach.
That will be for a different time, different scenario. Okay. So I would send those trucks out on the route. I would work from basically 4 a.m. till about 12. I'd go to Blind Pig. I was a bar back at the time. Put away orders, get set up for the night. Then I'd go to class. And then I would come back and I'd bar back 3 to 4 nights out of the week at Blind Pig. Mm-hmm. So when my current business partner at Lakewood Truck Park decided he was leaving, he was the GM, he recommended me for the job because I had some food knowledge. I had some knowledge of actually running a business. And I want to say that I was very lucky because I was only with Blind Pig about 6 months when I got my break.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very lucky.
I was very lucky, and it was just the right time, the right place.
I mean, it's about the people you know, too, right?
It is.
That had something to do with it.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Wow, that's insane. Mm-hmm. So other bars that you've owned, or what are the other bars that you've owned?
So we'll start with Scoundrels. When I had the opportunity, my grandpa was actually going to be my partner. We were going to buy my parents' partner out at that time. Mm-hmm. Just difference of opinions, whatever the relationship wasn't working. So when we went to buy their partner out, my grandpa the health was not great at that point. So I bought it myself with taking a loan from him.
Okay.
And we treated it like a business, exactly like it was. 4% interest, documents signed. I paid him every dollar back. But during that time, my mom got really sick. And it was just becoming too much between Blind Pig and Scoundrel. So I took a partner on myself. And that's how we started the cleaning business and Rewind.
Right.
But that's how I got involved with Grindstone, or Scoundrels at the time. And then the Broadview Heights bar just showed its head one day. We went up, got some wings at this place. It was called Docks at the time, and noticed it was just being run very poorly. Yeah. It was a great area, Broadview Heights. So we made an offer, and it kind of steamrolled from there. It led me into running Dive Bar and being an operating partner there for so long. And then we talk about relationships. Well, I told you I took over the job from Dan Deegan,
right?
Who actually down the road not only married my wife and me, but he's my business partner in Lakewood Truck Park now.
Okay.
So full circle.
Yeah, for very full circle.
But we talk about relationships, and that's exactly,
Yeah, something like that definitely lasts. After, the bar scene and everything like that, who actually came and approached you on, being in real estate, and why did you choose real estate over the other opportunities that you had?
So Mark Snyder, the broker at Remax Above and Beyond and the owner of Motto, approached me actually on a family vacation. He's my wife's uncle.
Okay. I was going to ask that. Yeah. How did you guys get
And it was just a conversation. We were actually in Cancun, and it didn't make sense right there, but it stuck with me. Mm-hmm. As I did a little more research on Mark and what he had accomplished, and I know that sounds weird that he's my wife's uncle, but I did my background.
Yeah, you have to. Especially when you go into a business relationship, it's completely different.
100%. And it just, what he had built here, the culture made sense, and that word gets thrown around a lot. But what I saw in Mark is somebody that was trying to give back to his agents and keep as much money in his pocket. So we continued the conversation. I think Mark probably saw in me that I ran multiple, successful multiple businesses, and we tried it, and it seems to be working really well right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't even know what the title for that would be when you go in and just build a business. Because that seems to like what you're really good at, just building businesses up.
Well, one thing I definitely want to, make a highlight is it's not about myself, my business partners. It's about, I have a rule, first of all, even with my bars and restaurants, you never let talent walk out the door. Okay? So if you have a talented GM, do not let him walk out the door. Write
that one down.
Yeah. Well, it's just important because one of the things I struggled early on in business was trusting and delegating for people. Meaning I was trying to do everything myself. And Malachai, we can only wear so many hats.
Yeah, I agree.
I was starting to become, not good at anything. Even though we had 4 successful bars, I didn't really feel that I was doing, till I started to learn to trust my partners, trust my staff. That's when I started to grow.
Okay.
So
yeah, you got to trust your team.
Yep. 100%. And it took a while to get there. I'm not going to say that happened overnight.
Right.
And even with Remax and the Motto Company right now, I finally started to look to delegate and trust our team. And we have a great support system. It's just you got to let go of the reins a little while and, let people be good at what they need to be good at.
Yeah.
So
I totally agree with that. And then in 2023, you became a councilman, right?
I did.
In Seven Hills.
Yes.
So was politics ever a thing for you, or did it just happen?
Politics was coming down the road. One of the reasons I did move back to Seven Hills is I think I mentioned that I want my daughter to have the same experience as I did in the schools.
Yeah, you said it earlier.
Especially Seven Hills is on the rise. We have a tremendous mayor. We have a tremendous council team. And when I saw the opportunity, I got appointed initially. I think there were 7 other applications, if I remember, and I got chosen. I re-ran and got reelected. Being involved in your community is so rewarding.
Yeah.
And we live in a world that, politics is tough, right?
Very tough and touchy. Very touchy.
What I liked about Seven Hills is, first of all, I ran nonpartisan. 2, if you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, you're still my neighbor.
Yes.
And I'm more focused on our road programs, improving our parks, improving our schools. So I think at local politics, we can call it politics. I don't look at it that way.
Okay.
I just look at it as compromising with our neighbors, finding the right solutions to better our city.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it.
Yeah. And with that being said, what are some of the projects coming up?
For Seven Hills?
Yeah.
We got a great road program coming up that's going to combine with Parma for all of Broadview Road.
Okay.
I'm very, very excited about that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else I can talk about right now. So the road program is one of our highlights. Our parks over the last 2 years have become some of the best around. I take my daughter there regularly. We have a huge Rockside Road project. So Rockside Road, the Seven Hills portion, is tried to get developed for 25 plus years, let's call it.
Wow.
We're close.
Okay.
And it will bring more homes, more businesses to our city, which in turn is obviously tax revenue, which is great for both our city and the school system, the Parma City school system. What I'm excited about is Parma City Schools, the Career Tech program. The Career Tech program is like none other. I think our culinary team from Normandy High School just finished 3rd in the state last year.
They're good. So I know a girl that went to Normandy High School, and she's actually like a really profound chef in Chicago now.
Yep.
So I know their culinary program's great.
Yeah. And actually, my brother was part of their culinary program for a long time and was the head chef at Fahrenheit for a long time.
Great.
Yeah. So I'm proud of that. Where we need to improve now, though, is I think our 3 cities, Parma Heights, Seven Hills, do need to come together and figure out this school system.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're lacking at. It's kind of sad to see all the schools getting shut down in Parma. I mean, I know a ton of people that elementary is gone. only thing that's left standing is their middle school because Parma's gone now. So if we can do something to get that put together, that would help the city out a lot.
I think it's got to be our number one factor for all three cities.
Yeah, I agree.
I really do, because what do we know? Now let's tie it back to real estate. What do we know about school districts? Good school systems help people's house values.
Yeah,
It's pretty simple.
it is.
Yep.
And so what are you guys going to do about, getting school systems better? I don't know if you can talk about this or not. As far as like, I think the big issue was the levy not passing a lot of the time, and not being able to fund the school off of the taxes. So what can we counterset to?
It's about the community leaders.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm going to go back to, instead of looking at us as three different cities, we need to look at one.
Right.
As a whole.
Right.
We need to unite. We have to understand that any agendas we all may or may not have, it should be about the kids, period. Providing the best environment for them and the best educational tools. If we can do that and get out of our own way, I think we can get the levies passed. I do think we can make strides here. We're in the current process of hiring a new superintendent. Dr. Smilek is going to Columbus, a Pickerington tool.
Okay.
So I think this could be a new opportunity to start fresh.
Okay.
We've always had trouble passing levies.
Yeah.
But if we start to look at I go back to the three cities to one, I think that's so important. I do. And if we just push our own agendas out of the way just to better the kids, that's the most important thing right now.
Yeah. So as far as combining the city into one, go back to school districts. So have they put an idea out there of like maybe combining all the schools into one high school? Because Parma has a lot of high schools. It spreads out everything. If you could probably put everybody into one, then that can maybe put the community together to maybe focus more on the school.
Oh, you would be in trouble at one of these meetings, because 50% of the people would like you, 50 would not.
Why?
What's the best opportunity right now is, obviously there was a plan in place when Parma came down to try to build one big high school.
Right.
It didn't go over well. We can argue that there was lack of transparency there. We could argue we weren't just ready for that yet. I think the focus right now has to be passing the operating levy. No matter what we do, we've had no new money for a long time.
A very long time.
So the operating levy is the start. And there's a lot of us out there campaigning for the levy to pass. Will it pass? I don't know. I'm not in the voters' heads.
Right.
We do know that some things down the road have to change.
Yes.
But I think the communities are starting to recognize that, but it's going to take baby steps to get there still.
Okay.
So a new high school is not going to happen overnight.
No.
But if we can start to promote some of the good things we're doing in the district, like I said, the career tech program, the rising stars. I know we're not graded. It's different in the state now. They do it on like stars, and so if we keep improving in those areas, I think we have. I've had the opportunity to walk every school in the district over the last, call it 18 months. I am so impressed with the leadership inside the buildings and them finding ways to utilize every space. They're doing a great job. We have to unite.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, and it's not always as easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to unite as a group. But if we can get it done for the kids in the school, it'd be great. Because it's sad sometimes. Drive by the schools and they're gone. Like I went to Parma. I graduated in 2012, and I drive by there. It's just dirt.
I know. Well, and I was at a place where my 8th grade year at Hillside, where they walked in the wrestling room and said, "There's no wrestling this year, guys. We don't have the funds." My 8th grade year of football at Hillside, we had to pay to play. I remember my mom going out and getting us sponsorship dollars for, call it $300 a person, but $300 a person 28, 30 years ago was a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
She would help my friends get sponsored. So I don't want to see us go back to a place where we have to cut programs or pay to play.
Yeah, I mean, I did pay to play too, and that was 10 or 15 years ago now. And still, then when I had to pay to play, it was $500 just to play basketball. Like, and it's ridiculous.
Well, you're going to lose your best athletes too.
Yeah, because not everybody can afford that.
No.
Yeah. So, all right, Justin. So, why'd you stay in Cleveland? Why did you decide to stay in Cleveland? I mean, you could have gone anywhere, but opportunity here has been immense for you. But why Cleveland?
Number one reason, family.
Family.
My family, obviously, I come from an Italian family. I'm very close. I love not only my immediate family, my brother and my sister, even though they're pains in the butt sometimes.
Yeah, it's family.
I love my dad. It would have been hard to move from him. But I grew up very close with all my cousins as well, too. And I think that was kind of the foundation of me growing here. And then early on in my career, I just started to build my network here. I did have a shot to go to Las Vegas at one point.
Okay.
I was offered a job, I think, called when I was 24 years old. Probably the best move I did was stay here.
It worked out kind of well.
Well, yeah. And Las Vegas could be trouble, right?
Las Vegas is trouble.
So I had this conversation with my wife probably a month ago. I said, let's just pack up and leave. Let's go to Florida. Let's sell everything, right? Half jokingly.
Yeah.
She said, no way. And I wouldn't do that because of I missed the sunshine, obviously. That was a half joke there.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is tough to grow up in Cleveland, right? Or
Yeah.
live in Cleveland.
It is tough sometimes.
I want to see some sun.
No, I agree.
But I would never move just because of the family here. And now the businesses we've built, I do think that I've had a hand in helping people be successful. And I feel like I would be abandoning those people if I did that.
Yeah, and with the businesses, one of your very popular businesses that everyone knows about is, Lakewood Food Truck Park. Love the idea. I think it's genius, honestly. The idea of you don't have to have the kitchen, so you serve the alcohol and everything like that. How did that inspiration come towards you?
Couple things. Originally, my partner Dan Deegan approached me with an idea he saw somewhere. I don't remember the origins of it, but he had a restaurant at the time, and I was selling my restaurant at the time, and we just knew we were kind of done with the back of the house, right? We dealing with chefs all the time, and COVID changed some things in the back of the house when dishwashers are asking for $30 an hour at a mom and pop. It doesn't work. The numbers don't work. So it made sense to sell, and he was selling his place as well too. And we combined on this effort, and we knew, one, there was a need in Lakewood for food trucks to have a place to park.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yep.
There's a ton.
So we provided that space, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to be family friendly, dog friendly, but also turn into a younger place at night as well too. So we opened at a tough time. We opened of June of 2021. Is that right? 2021? 2021.
Okay.
When all the mandates were still in. And the amount of phone calls we got that people weren't wearing like masks outside. We could never get clear distinction of, were you supposed to wear masks outside? Were you not? It's July, it's 90 degrees. Should your servers really be wearing masks outside? So we opened at a tough time. Our interviews, I remember having to do the interviews before we opened in front of plexiglass with people. Training.
It's a wild time.
Training,
man.
One-on-one trainings it was a wild time.
It really was.
I'd like to forget that time if possible. But the inspiration has grown since then is, we add a little piece to the puzzle every year at Lakewood Truck Park, whether it's fire pits or, community areas and at the Edwards side, very, very involved in the community. Lots of charity work, especially with dog rescues. We also do ABC, it's called. It's like a recycling program, and it goes to burn victims as well too. So we try to save. You'll see when you come to Lakewood, you'll see blue bins just about everywhere, and we recycle a ton.
Okay.
And all that goes to the burn. And we do a lot of. My partner was involved in a pretty bad fire, and he's very passionate about that.
Okay.
So.
I love Lakewood. I mean, I go there all the time. With that being said, Beechwood. Do you want to talk about Beechwood?
Of course, I'll talk about Beechwood.
Okay. So I know you like the like I said, the idea and the concept of the food truck park. So you guys try to expand to Beechwood, and it wasn't as successful. Do you know the reasons why?
So location. Let's just start there. Lakewood is just so dynamic, the city. We have more spots for bicycles to park than we do cars.
Yeah.
Because everybody's walking, everybody's, riding their bike. It's really, truly a neighborhood, and I think that's what we were lacking in Beechwood. Couple things. We might have been a little greedy, too. This concept doesn't work everywhere. You're relying on other people to help your business. The food trucks won, right?
Right.
The area was different. 7 o'clock on, there was nobody really that went out. And so location is the first thing. We tried everything with Beechwood. We had a decent start. We became event-driven. We even did a couple weddings, reunions. It just didn't work. And sometimes you have to. It's my first failure that I've ever really had, and it hurt.
Yeah, but you learn a lot, right? From your failures is where you learn the most.
Learned a ton.
Yeah.
Learned a ton, and sometimes you just have to cut bait when the time comes.
Yeah.
So I think it was a wake-up call that this concept won't work everywhere.
Right.
And we took what we learned from Beechwood, and now we're trying to take it, and actually we've become really good at events, so we're doing a lot more events at Lakewood at least too.
Okay.
So blessing in disguise there.
So would you be open to open another one? Maybe like, say, Ohio City? Because I feel like my concept may work Ohio City, closer to downtown with the flats.
We would always be open to discussions.
Okay.
I think the thing that scares me about, the flats in downtown Cleveland, and obviously coming from the warehouse district where I had multiple properties, is I've always struggled in Cleveland to find business Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I don't know if I like to heavily rely on just 2 to 3 days a week.
Right.
Because, we're very seasonal driven too. We could have a Tuesday 70 degrees at Lakewood and have a great number. And then, what if downtown it pours on Saturday? So that would scare me a little bit. There's areas that I would have conversations about. And we're always open. I get approached almost daily with opportunities left and right. Always take that conversation. What does it hurt?
Right.
Just, it takes maybe 30 minutes of your time to listen.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, you can always say no.
100%.
Yeah, that's great advice. So, do you have any big things coming up this year as far as plans for the food truck park, as far as for RE/MAX, or anything in the city of Seven Hills?
Well, I think we touched on, we'll start with the city. Seven Hills, the Rockside Road project is gigantic for us.
Okay, was that going to start this year? Or?
They've already started clearing trees.
Oh, okay.
So it's a start.
Right.
So the city, our home days is a big deal, and we'll probably be a large sponsor for the Seven Hills home days as well too. The RE/MAX brand, obviously. For RE/MAX, I have a couple things coming out that I can't quite share yet.
That's okay. You can tell me behind closed doors.
Yeah, there'll be lots more coaching opportunities offered for free for you guys.
Okay.
Every day, I kind of have a philosophy. I wake up, I go to the gym. I'm non-negotiable with my schedule every morning. That's where I clear my head around 5:30, 6 a.m. I'll work out. I know most of our agents aren't up yet at that point, so my phone's not ringing. And then I figure out how to get 1% better each day, whether it's for you guys providing more tools, or whether it's my city, or whether it's even a promo at Lakewood Truck Park, right? Simple, 1% better each day. I do have something I do live by, though, too. Every day when I wake up, I choose to treat people fairly every day. I think if we all did that, we'd live in a much better place. And, relationships. That's kind of my ending note right there, because I think all that combines for us to be better each day.
Yeah. Well, Justin, bro, I honestly want to thank you for taking the time. I know you're super, super busy. Like, your phone's probably blowing up out there, but I do want to thank you for taking the time to come in and do this interview. It's a blessing. I learned a lot, and hopefully, our relationship continues as a business partner, but only and as friends as well. So, that being said, I'm going to close it up. Thank you guys for watching the Why Not Cleveland podcast. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.